go. Join us in the in-between. It's Adam and Beebe. Welcome to the show. Even if you've got nowhere else to go, join us in the in-between. It's Adam and Beebe. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the second episode of Defend and Support the Scene podcast, presented by PG with my man Adam. What's going on, bro?
What's
How
up,
we
brother?
doing?
Good.
I'm Colin, and today we have one of our favorite bands, actually. We've been listening to these guys for a long time. We've got Ryan from Goalkeeper. How we doing, man?
Freaking awesome, guys. It's really stoked to be here.
Yeah, dude, it is awesome to have you. We were literally talking about some of the bands that we wanted to jump in with in this podcast as it's pretty young. And we the second I said Goalkeeper to him, he was like, yep, you think we can get him? I'm like, yeah, I'll just reach out to him. It's fine.
That's true.
Yeah.
Literally exactly what happened. So it is awesome to have you here. We're actually going to start today's show off just like we did the last show. We're going to jump right into a song, right? We've got a song from Goalkeeper here that we're going to kick the show off. But before we do that, our man Ryan here, Ryan has a nice little seltzer from, where's that from, Ryan? You were just telling us.
Cape May Seltzer.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Cape May Hard Seltzer. Cape May Brewing Company.
It's even grapefruit. So, Ryan, it is great to have you, my man. Cheers.
Cheers.
All right, bro.
Oh, yeah, that was frosty.
Oh, yeah. It hits the lips. You ready for a song? Good now? You good now? We ready?
Yeah, let's hear a song.
All right, screw it. Let's go. So anyways, you guys just came out with a reimagined version of this track. We both love it, but we got to say, we got to kick this show off with a little bit of pep in our step. We're going to play the original version of Black and Blue. So we hope you guys enjoy it. Here's Goalkeeper's track, Black and Blue.
Wasted from beating
right, guys, that was Black and Blue, the original version from Goalkeeper. Like I said right before we played it, they have a brand new version of that, a reimagined version. It's a lot softer. I read the description of it, right? I saw the music video and I kind of read, it's like maybe the softer version for
we're gonna talk about it.
Your moms, right? So
we're gonna talk about it.
All right, he's gonna get into it. You know what? With that, I'm just gonna let him take over because that song's got me all jacked up. I'm ready to talk about your music if you are.
I'm so ready.
Yeah,
born ready.
Yeah,
born ready,
dude. All right, so Adam, take it away.
And I don't even start off talking about music.
No, it's all right.
But I like to ask this question first anyway because I like to get the story. Where did the name Goalkeeper come from?
The name Goalkeeper is like a 3-prong thing. The first prong is it was a name I came up with a long time ago for a pop punk band that I just like the aesthetic of it, believe it or not, like just how like it's all one long word. And I like names like I don't necessarily listen to this band, but like Downpresser and like stuff like that. Like they're just one long like intense word. And then when Goalkeeper kind of got started, we were talking about names, and it was the first name that everybody was like, hell yeah about. So I was like, okay, we'll do that. But I was also a goalie back in soccer when I played soccer. And, you could also look at it from like the perspective of like, you keep your goals, right? Yeah. Like, that's kind of been a big part about this band has been like, shooting for goals and always just kind of trying to keep those goals. You know what I mean? As cheesy as that fucking sounds, but you can make that.
I love it.
You can make that.
No, and I think like
that's dope.
When we make music, we're very goal oriented too. So it's,
you gotta be.
We got you.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff.
Yeah. Actually, a lot of people make fun of me because like a lot of the brands that I've been like making, like my freelance business is Home Run Digital Solutions, and like so it's all like sports names, and I'm like.
Who cares?
I don't know. It's my thing.
Yeah, whatever. Play on the brand.
Whatever.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Nice. I like it.
That's awesome. Mm-hmm.
All right. So you guys dropped an EP full of straight up bangers last year in September. Could you tell us about recording during the pandemic?
Well, we were actually fortunate that we recorded just before the pandemic. We got done. We went down to Nashville in January, and we got done literally the day we were leaving Nashville. When we drove down, they found the first case of COVID in Nashville. So it was like we were leaving and COVID started like almost immediately. And then basically fortunately everything was done. And so, obviously the guys didn't need us in the studio to like mix and master stuff. So we did all that stuff remotely, which ended up working out really well. Had a really great team on that. Will Pugh from Cartel, he was the engineer and helped record everything.
Oh,
and
no way.
I read that, yeah.
Yeah.
And then wow.
Kevin Mahoney from Hit the Lights, he was our producer. And then the whole thing was mixed and mastered by Seb Barlow of Neck Deep.
Yeah, Neck Deep. Yeah, I read all that on Spotify.
Oh
you seem like stunned. Like you're like.
I just got like really into the music and dissecting lyrics and stuff like that, and I didn't even think to look at the production on it.
So yeah, and I actually was talking. So last night, I kept playing like the two songs over and over from you guys in the living room over my surround sound, and my wife's making dinner, and she was like, you keep playing this song, what's going on? And I was like, oh, we're talking to these guys tomorrow. And she was like, oh, they're really cool. And I was like, yeah, guess who actually worked with these guys? She's like, oh, and I was like, oh, Will from Cartel. And she like dropped. She was done. Cartel's literally one of her favorite pop punk bands. Like that's one of the bands that got her into pop punk. So she was stunned a little bit too. Not stunned, just like it's awesome that you guys got to work with those type of people, It's awesome.
Oh, well, as soon as Will's name came up as like an option, like we were like, like we're going to try to do whatever we can to get in that studio. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
So it ended up working out really well.
That's awesome.
I think that explains a bit about like the gigantic guitar sounds I hear across the EP. Mm-hmm. Like the guitars.
Actually, actually a big part of that is actually the way Mark plays guitar.
Yeah.
He also has like all the best gear. Like we recorded that. I believe we recorded all the all those guitars with a Gibson Artisan, which is like it's from the 70s.
Yeah.
And the thing just honks. Like it's like an absolute monster. And he also, instead of playing like straight up power chords for a lot of it, he'll mix that up with like full chords with like the full distortion, and that helps bring things a lot bigger too.
Oh, cool.
So, but yeah, no, like Will did a really good job. And then also, like, you know, I think that's also part of Seb's like signature thing is making things sound fucking huge.
Yeah, huge.
So, you know, so probably between the two of them, and then Kevin's influence, he's actually into harder, like heavier, like riffy punk. So it's like that's where I think all three of them combined to like give us like more oomph for as like a three-piece. You know?
Yeah. Very awesome.
Yeah, and as like you just said, as a three-piece, like
that's what I was thinking about the whole
big,
time.
right? It's huge. And
like one of the things kind of funny about like the new album versus Bad Times Don't Last, which we love Bad Times Don't Last, don't get me wrong. But like it's funny because I think we did more production like stuff in Bad Times Don't Last than we did in Life in Slow Motion. But Life in Slow Motion somehow sounds bigger than the one before it. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of weird.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. I don't know. It all kind of sounds big to me every time I hear it. Like the first time I heard you guys, it didn't sound like you were a three-piece band, right?
Well, that's been a pillar thing for the band. Like, you know, one of my biggest like guiding philosophies with being in a band is like your music has to be sonically the best quality it possibly can be, because if it's not, no one's going to dig it unless you're going for like that specific DIY like indie sound. Then that's different. But even so, a lot of those DIY indie sounds, they're probably like hawking over the friggin', you know, the guitar tones and how the drums echo in the room and stuff, you know. So it's like making sure your stuff is sonically high quality, you know, because that's your product at the end of the day, you know. Like you're gonna want people to listen to you. And so if your drums are off time, or your snare sounds like shit, or your guitar sounds like shit, or the vocals are too overblown or underblown or whatever, it's like that'll immediately shoot somebody away from you. So that's why, like, you know, it took us a little while to find the right team, but once we found it, we were like, this is it, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's awesome.
The power of production.
That's like, but that's what it is when you get that final product. And we've gone through it. You go into the studio, right? You have a song or you have an EP, and you have an idea of what it's going to sound like. And then when it actually comes out of that studio and you get the final mix from your mastering engineer, it's like, wow, that sounds amazing. As long, like you said, as long as you have the right team working with you. I mean, it's a cool feeling. We've had the luxury of having that feeling. I've only had the luxury of feeling that once, but you know, it's awesome. It really is. So
yeah.
What do you got, man? What do you got next for him?
All right. So you guys released a reimagined version of Black and Blue just last Friday that we were talking about a little bit earlier. And I think it's fair to call it reimagined as opposed to just like, here's an acoustic version of this song, because there were a lot of strings across it. And could you just talk about why you chose to do it, why you chose that song and the arrangement?
So Black and Blue, when we were coming up with like the singles list, like how we wanted to like release videos for the album, Black and Blue ended up being the fourth one on the list, even though like that was one of our like favorite ones. And I think a big reason is because we did see some versatility in it. And like when we first wrote it, it sounded kind of more like a bedroom, like acoustic rock song, you know, you just sit on your acoustic and just play something to make yourself feel better, you know? And so like when we were like, the label was actually the one that we're on Lost Music Collective, and they actually pitched the idea of doing a reimagined version and like an acoustic version. And we had seen bands like the Wonder Years and Grayscale do reimagined versions of their songs. And so we were like, well, Black and Blue would be perfect for this, because the only other one we could have done without like redoing another song that we already released as a single would have been This Is Fine. And I love that song, but that's not an acoustic rock song.
I love that song. Like, we were just talking about it.
We talk about that song next.
So, but like Black and Blue, like, so what we did was we went to the Gradwell House in New Jersey, and Nick from Man Overboard produced it, and Yeah, and he also and him and his team at the at Gradwell House, they mix master, produce the whole thing. And Nick actually hired the violinist and the piano guy. It's the same guy who did both. And he was just a studio musician. I think his name was Nate. Apologize for not remembering his full name. But
up,
Nate,
Nate?
rules. Nate.
Nate, that kicked ass, bro. Good job.
Yeah, but I think his credits are on the thing. No, he ended up Nick actually did the Wonder Years' Reimagined stuff too.
Oh,
so
okay, cool.
Yeah, so he kind of had an idea of what to do. So for us, it was all right, well, we know what the guitar is going to be. Let's kind of lay that down and then kind of fit the drums around it. And the bass was going to be more of just, something to bump it up a little bit. It wasn't going to be a main feature.
Yeah.
And then what he did with the strings and the piano just absolutely was perfect. He just accented it exactly the way it needed to be. And, one thing we've heard from a few different people is that one of the biggest criticisms about acoustic versions of songs is that it's literally just the pop punk power chords that they do on an acoustic, right? But with this one we wanted to kind of expand it a little bit, and so I think Mark used bigger chords and change it up a little bit, and that just made it that much better.
Yeah.
So I love how warm it sounds. It sounds
really does.
Yeah. It's so fire.
The strings are what blew me away. I actually had
because he was gonna ask. He was gonna ask if those are real, right?
Right.
Yes, they are 100% real.
And I was pretty positive they were. I was pretty positive.
Not MIDI.
To make sure.
Love that.
You got a good ear.
Yeah, I mean they're just the.
I'm a Lindsey Sterling guy. I literally listen to Lindsey Sterling all the time. So anytime I hear violin too, I'm like, is that real? Is it actually real, or is that because we have a synth player and a keyboardist? He can throw a little violin if he really wanted to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it just sounds a little different though.
It really does. It really does.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
That's awesome.
So how are you feeling? Are you good? You're good on your questions, right? That wasn't my fault.
There's the rapid fire round, but we're good on initial questions. We're good.
All right. Well, then we're gonna play another song. And actually, we're not gonna play another song. We're gonna show you a video. This is gonna be awesome. Adam and I just watched this video before the show together for the first time, and we both just vibed on it. You got some Brady Bunch vibes going. It is super fun. We're just gonna jump right into it. So this is definitely one of the cooler videos I've seen in a while. I hope everyone enjoys Goalkeeper's video for Just Say It.
What's it been like over a week now? Let's you and me sit down, sort all the shit out. I don't even know what we're fighting about. You hold on and leave us hung up in a rain cloud. My mind's on the fritz now. You're all in a fit now. I can't figure out how I feel about it. You're calling it quits now. Ask you to calm down. We both know how what you wanted. Just say it to be perfectly honest. You hate it when it's time to face it. Take it back the time we wasted. Just say it. Just say it. Just say it. Just say it.
All right. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Like I said, such a fun video, dude. The Brady Bunch vibes, everything. We talked a little bit before, like 30 seconds. Tell us about that video because it is just way too fun. Tell us how it came together and what you guys did with it.
Yeah, so the Just Say It music came about because at the point we're knee deep in the pandemic, and it really wasn't safe to be assembling large crews for music videos and stuff. So what we ended up doing was try to think outside the box about like what we could do that could be safe and also fun to do. And the original idea was to do something more like what Blink and Neck Deep did, where they talk to their fans and had people submit stuff and all that. But at the end of the day, like Blink and Neck Deep already did it. So like
everyone
why
already
would
did
we
it.
redo that,
Like
right?
else.
So yeah. So what we did was, we have a really awesome production team that we trust, and we talked to them, and we ended up doing a very what's the word? We did like a socially distanced set. We made sure everything was like good, and we only had a certain amount of people in the room. I think there was only 5 of us on set at the time, just the 3 of us and 2 guys. So we were, and everybody was wearing masks, and we were able to basically set aside a weekend to shoot everything, and they were able to edit it. And like I wanted something that was like Brady Bunch meets like the Strokes Reptilia music video.
Oh, awesome,
and I think it ended up working out.
You nailed it. You nailed it. You guys
with it had a little more humor than I think either of those, but that's just us.
It was pretty funny when your head was through like the backdrop at the end.
I kind of love when you fell through the backdrop. Yeah. I fucking lost.
Yeah, that was not planned. That was not planned. I was
gonna say your face didn't look like it was planned. It didn't look. It looked like you were actually like, oh my god, I'm gonna get hurt here.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that was not planned. I was going too hard in the paint, and I just ate it.
Oh well, that was my favorite part of the video. So
I'm glad. I'm glad. Yeah, no, that came out funny.
Oh man, well, awesome job, dude. Again, the 2 songs we played on today's show, Certified Fresh, awesome bangers. Make sure you check out both of those songs. You guys are on all the streaming platforms everywhere. So make sure you guys check those out and check them out on YouTube.
I mean, check out everything.
Everything. That's what I'm saying. You got
awesome.
YouTube, you got social media, you got Spotify, you got Apple. There's everything these days.
Everything. It's on everything.
I don't know what to say anymore. Just go look for Goalkeeper.
It's on. I don't know. Yeah. It's on Pornhub.
Are you?
Yeah. Yeah. That used to be one of our live shows.
You never know. Your song could be in the background.
Yeah.
You never.
It could.
No.
I hope so. That'd be awesome.
Get those royalties, bro. Get those royalties. All right. So we like to close every show, Ryan, with something we call the rapid fire round.
First, I would like to just get to know you.
You remember that game? Quick. What was it? Quick
Crossfire.
Crossfire.
Okay.
Gotta be fast.
Yeah.
Caught up in that.
Crossfire.
Okay.
We did that last week.
Yeah, I'm down.
Can't you do it? But I mean, it reminds us.
It does.
All right. I think you're close to. You guys are fairly close to Philly. I know you're in Jersey, right?
But, Philly's our home base. Yeah,
exactly. Philadelphia area is what I saw, so I feel safe asking
Philly's
these
home base.
questions.
Philly's home base.
We're not going to talk about cheesesteaks. We talked about cheesesteaks last week.
We've had 2 Philly bands, which is cool.
2 Philly bands in a row.
I like that.
Philly's the best place for pop punk right now.
I absolutely love Philly. I am going to Philly in 4 weeks.
Boom.
Nice.
To visit my parents.
And in November for a Proms Game Show.
Whoop.
Yep. Nice. Yeah.
All right. Now, this I almost consider a Jersey food more than a Pennsylvania food, but the Pennsylvania Dutch classic breakfast dish, Scrapple. Yes or no?
Okay. I'm not a Scrapple fan.
Not a Scrapple fan.
Either.
Not a Scrapple fan. I had it when I was a kid. I haven't had it in a long time. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, let me say, I don't go out of my way to get it, but if it's served to me like homemade, I'm not going to turn it down. But like,
it's just a nice.
It's not something I'm like I got to have my Scrabble. You know?
Right. I feel that.
You're not ordering it when you go out.
Right, exactly. Like if it's there, I might try it, but I probably won't finish it.
You're a gentleman, but you don't put yourself in bad situations.
There you go.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Next, favorite tasty cake.
Oh, coffee cakes for sure.
Which one?
The coffee cakes?
The cream filled or non-cream filled?
Non-cream filled.
I like the non-cream filled too.
I am a big cream filled tasty cake guy.
Yeah.
And
now,
also,
if I'm feeling spicy, I'll do the cream filled. But like, I don't feel spicy very often. So
and
get yourself in there.
I have a hard time. I have a hard time deciding between the cream-filled coffee cake and I'm a butterscotch crumpet guy.
Oh, I like that.
That is a very close second.
Right?
You guys are really on the same page today, too. You guys should hang out when you're there in a couple of weeks.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll give him a call. We'll do it.
Yeah. Have some coffee cakes.
Have some coffee
Some coffee cakes and a seltzer.
Have a roast pork sandwich.
Yeah.
No, he likes craft beer. He told us.
All right.
But yeah, rapid fire. Let's keep
more,
rolling. I don't want to keep hanging it up.
Get him with one more.
I got one more, and it's like, I don't know. It could be the hardest one unless you just know your answer already.
I know mine.
We know ours from last week. It's a question I'm going to continue asking every week.
Oh, that's why I know it, because I've already been asked it.
Correct.
Yes.
Right. Favorite album of 2020?
COVID.
Off the top of my head, like cop out answer, I really like the MGK album. I'm not gonna lie.
Wait, what did you just say?
Yeah, MGK. Yeah. Like in terms of like the scene, Hot Mulligan probably.
Great album.
Okay.
That was such a good album. We both love the Machine Gun Kelly album a lot.
Yeah.
You guys like it?
We love it.
No, like it was funny. Like I saw a lot of people like hating on the MGK album. I was like, you know what? Like this goes back to like do you guys remember when there was like a big debate about Easy versus True in the pop punk scene and like the Fen Pop Punk group? Well, it's like kind of the same deal. It's like, you know, I feel like the Machine Gun Kelly album's like really fun, and you know, it's actually pretty good. And like there's a lot of like Travis Barker, I mean, you know, he's a freaking god. And then like, you know, the Halsey cover or the song with Halsey on it. That's one of the best. That's one of the best pure pop punk songs released in like decades. Like, I guess, you know, whatever. Yeah, cheers. But like, yeah, like I think it's just people who are like trying to be gatekeepers and like trying to keep it more the local scene and not like, you know, like. Yeah, if anything, like he's doing more for the pop punk scene because he's bringing more ears to it, right? So it's like now's the time. Yeah,
that right there.
That right there.
I mean, I am in full belief that 2021 is the start of the pop punk revival, and he had a ton to do with it.
It's him and Mod Sun, and Youngblood. Mod Sun and Youngblood have resurrected, and they want to call it new punk. I don't care what they call it. If you're going to
call it that,
I don't care what they call it. I would love to see a bunch of 17, 18-year-old kids at the next show I go to
playing guitars.
They get back into this. They get into our scene because of Machine Gun Kelly. That's how I got into it. We got into it Blink-182. I got into it because of Newfound Glory, but it was kind of like the same thing. There was like this wave of pop punk, and that's what's happening right now. And I don't care who did it. I don't care if he's a rapper. Whatever, he's got Travis Barker right behind him, and that's all that matters. Dude.
He wrote a fun album.
He did, and it's an awesome album. It's so good. It's Mod Sons. If you haven't, I don't know if you've heard Mod Sons album. It is.
I have. I thought Mod Sons was pretty good too.
Yeah, and
I thought that Machine Gun Kelly's was better, but Mod Sons was very good.
Yeah,
very good.
It definitely is the echelon of, if you're going to say this year, of that new range of music coming in, but definitely Mod Sons is so fire too. But anyways, that's a great favorite album 2021 or 2020.
Wow.
I actually one more note on the summer or like the year of pop punk thing you said.
Yeah.
I was actually kind of anticipating 2020 being that, because like
I
you
know.
had like Knuckle Puck's album, Neck Deep's album, Hot Mulligan's album, Stan Atlantic's album, and like all of them kind of
Don't
have
say
this
that
like
around him. Don't say that band name around him. He
So
gets
good.
what
he gets
Stan
all,
Atlantic.
yeah, he gets
So
all
good.
you know.
That album was
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, like but like all of them could have been like summer album of the year. You know what I mean? Like they all would have been summer soundtracks. And I feel
Yeah.
like when Blink was huge, it was like because they were playing like spring break in Daytona Beach like in the summertime, and it, like that was the vibe. And so like I think that after this pandemic, like all the Machine Gun Kelly like in that genre like or version of the genre is definitely going to keep pumping. But I think the lower level bands like are going to start really like rising to the top at this point because they're going to need people are going to start exploring more.
I agree.
I agree.
And I'm thankful. Like anybody that ever talks shit about Machine Gun Kelly, I'm like, that's fine. You can do whatever you want. I'm a pop punk singer, so I'm happy what he's doing. I'm good.
Yeah.
So good shit, man.
Wanna
Well,
close
is
us
that
out?
it? Is that it?
That is all for
Dude,
Rapid
you
Fire.
got through Rapid Crossfire. We gotta call it Crossfire. This is bullshit. I just want to sing the song.
I am
so
not
bad.
trying to get sued.
He's not gonna change it. But anyways, Ryan, before we go, we just kind of wanted to hear what you guys got going on for 2021.
Yeah, so right now, obviously stream Black and Blue Reimagined, available everywhere right now on Spotify, baby. Apple Music. We've got a music video on YouTube. So definitely check that out. We also, it probably won't be out by now, or it'll probably be done by the time this comes out, but definitely check out our merch too, goalkeeper.bigcartel.com. We're going to be doing a lot more merch drops throughout the rest of the year. And then really, this year is going to be about like focusing on writing until we can tour, so we're just going to, write and demo and see what we come up with. And then, once we can start touring, I think the plan is we're going to really try to hit it hard and try to go everywhere. So
awesome.
As soon as, so follow us on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok we're still, get that on. So if you're on TikTok, check that out. And, like hopefully, it'll be safe to start playing shows again soon. That's really what I'm focused on. Hopefully a new record some point in the next couple of years too. So we're currently writing for that. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Definitely excited for all that. The new record, but hopefully you guys make it out our way too. We'd love to see you guys in the Boston area.
Right. We'll be up that way.
That'd be really fun. We'll definitely grab a beer before or after the show too. So good shit. All right. Well, thanks again, Ryan. Really appreciate it, man. We'll be talking with you again. Make sure you guys check out Goalkeeper on all the streaming platforms, on all the social media. They're just coming out with fire tracks.
Straight fire.
They're back. Like you just heard, he's back.
Last year's EP was just it's a must listen to in the genre, I think. So
it really is. So make sure you guys check that out. Again, Ryan, thanks so much, man. We'll talk to you later. You guys, you have a good rest of the night, right?
Thank you for having me, guys. It was a pleasure.
Wait, hold on. Before we go, one more cheer. Tink. Good to talk to you, dude. We'll talk to you later, man.
Bye, guys.
See you, bye.